the music.
Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. Guys, we are live. It is Monday. How is everyone? How was your weekend? We got the poll in chat. Give us a thumbs up. Hit up the poll. Let me know how your weekend is. I care. I genuinely care. Let me fix this. Hang on one second, guys. Much better. Sorry about that. All right, let me know how your weekend was. I care. We have big news. I'm going to present the case today that the Bitcoin bottom is in. I'm going to show you all the data. And if anyone can give me any reason why the bottom is not in other than time, it just hasn't been long enough because it's always taken a certain amount of days. Give me any reason, there might be a surprise for you. Any relevant, verifiable data reason, not an opinion, a good, verifiable, statistical reason. By the way, congrats to those super chatters on Friday. We gave away $500 to the super chatters. We're going to do that randomly from time to time. You never know. You never know. There was only 3 or 4 the other day, so or 5 maybe. I don't remember how many, but pretty high odds of winning a quick $500. Congratulations. Let's see who's here. Johnny number 5. What's up, brother? West Coast. Hey, man, are you anywhere? I saw something about some fires and smoke and crazy stuff up there. Are you anywhere near that? I think that's on the other coast, though, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know, man. Let me know you're okay, bro. You can come down here to old Mississippi and hang out with us for a while if you need to get away from the smoke. Jack, what's up? Salt Chain says, happy Monday. Eons, good morning. Mighty Max, guns up, Max. Johnny says, the bottom is in, y'all, for Bitcoin. I agree. We're going to talk about that. Hey, Hawkborn. Ghoul, what's up, people? What's up, brother? Ghoul, the latest member of the VIP crew, Anthony Lee Raw crew. Raja says liquidity below 50K. That's not really a reason, though. There's liquidity all over the place. You know, there's liquidity below 50K. There's liquidity below 20K. There's liquidity above 126K. So liquidity is not really a verifiable data point. Like, because even when the bottom, like if the bottom's not in, let's say Bitcoin goes and sweeps 50K, grabs liquidity, and then moves up, well, there's still going to be liquidity below, you know, because there's always going to be people buying, selling, long and shorting. So liquidity is not a statistical reason that the bottom would not be in. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So, like when the bottom was in last cycle, what, 15K or whatever, and took off, there's a ton of liquidity was left behind. So just like the top, when the top was in this time, 126K is a ton of liquidity up there. So that there's going to be liquidity no matter what. West Coast, good bro. Hey, man, if those fires ever come over there, you got a place. We have like a 5-bedroom house. You come chill with us, dude. We'll get some trading done. We'll do it like I'll pull up a chair here, man, me and West Coast, and we'll do a little side-by-side live stream for you guys. Matter of fact, anybody wants to come visit, we'll hop on the stream. Way up north, what's up, brother? It says fires everywhere in the west. Man, that's rough. We got mosquitoes and humidity down here in the south. I don't know which is worse. Ismail, what's up, dude? Clarence, oh man, Clarence got him on the live stream. Just got out of a short trade from 64.8 using Damien and Bjorn. Listen, guys, I'm telling you. Like you know me. I'm not gonna BS you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat you. I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna build you up when you need to be built up. Damien and Bjorn are the best indicators. Like I really don't think I ever need anything else. For those of you who don't know, head on over. We'll look at those today, but head on over right now. Not right now. Stay here with us. Chill. Or go now. Open up a separate tab. AnthonyLeeRaw.com. We'll go to the main page here. AnthonyLeeRaw.com. Look at that handsome devil right there. Got a little hair pulled back here. Y'all see that? Old hair was all pulled. I always pull my hair up and back. Go on over here. You can join the VIP Discord or under Indicators tab. You can get the indicators. We have 5 raw indicators. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're all bundled here. You could save 40%, $50 off, save 40% if you get all 5 at once, or you can buy them individually. And I'm telling you guys, Damien and Bjorn, each one of them come with a video, how-to kind of video. It's just lifetime subscription. I mean, no subscription, lifetime access. It's yours to have forever. Go over there and get your indicators. You don't need anything else. I'm telling you, you do not need anything else. Ghoul, I'm with you, Ghoul. I think if there's a reason for the bottom not to be in, it is because of midterms and the fact that S&P every midterm year drops. If this happens, Bitcoin goes along with it. I agree. Well, I don't necessarily agree totally with that, but I do agree. I've actually shown that on the chart before. Let me see. I actually have. Look, I've already got this plan shown out. Midterm elections. I've got that. We bottom every time after midterm elections, every single time. I don't necessarily agree that if the S&P comes back, that Bitcoin comes back. That is not historically accurate at the bottom. And we can show that. I showed this on the Fetch video the other day. When the Russell had corrected, like right now, the Russell's up here and Fetch is down here. Well, the same thing happened last cycle, and the Russell corrected big time, and Fetch kept going sideways, and then Russell took off, and then Fetch did a 10x in like 6 weeks. So, I mean, when everybody who's going to sell, when everybody, the paper hands, whatever you want to call them, everybody got scared and got out, at some point, you're going to run out of people to sell. Like, there are some people that aren't selling. It doesn't matter if you take Bitcoin to 5K. They're not selling. So you can only push price down so much, right? Before you just got a wall of people that just aren't going to sell because they're in Bitcoin for the next 20 years. So, but I do agree with you. I just think, I hate these words. I used to always make fun of these people. I just think this time's a little different. Salt Chain, yeah, I feel like the midterms throw a wrench in. Talking to you, Ghoul. Salt Chain's talking to you. That is the only holdout that I have is the midterm elections. But again, that is just a time thing. It's time. On-chain data, metrics, all that, structure, everything that I can find has been met. That's why I'm asking you. I'm not trying to be a smartass when I tell you people to give me one thing other than time. That's a measurable statistic. It's just because I can't find anything. I can't find anything that hasn't been met already. And I always give the analogy. You guys have probably heard it. I know I've given it here on stream and in Discord that if you have a regular job, 8 to 5 job, and you go to work every day at 8, you go home at 5, and you do that for years, and then one day you go and you're working extra hard and you finish your job. You get done with all your work by 2 o'clock. Do you still have to stay at work till 5? I mean, the job's done. Can you go home? So if data, on-chain metrics, is Bitcoin's job before the bottom, and it's already completed the job, can it just go on home? Or does it have to sit around to 5 o'clock? We don't know. Only time will tell. But the job is done. Make no mistake, the job is done. Everything it has always done historically, data-wise, on-chain, is done. And then some in some cases. So I just don't know. We're going to look at that, though. I have a lot of data. We're going to go over that today. All right, guys. So I am so convinced that the bottom is in. I closed my short trade. Boom. Realized $9,000 profit. I was 96% out of this trade anyway. I had already realized like $8,800 or something. So I only picked up a couple $100 more. I just closed it. We were short from 81.7. I just think the bottom is in for Bitcoin. I do not think the bottom is in for all of your altcoins. I do think the bottom is in for some altcoins. I also think some of you are about to get massively left behind. But that's okay. To each their own. The only trade I'm still in, we closed all the smaller trades. We hit some trades in Discord over the last week. The only trade I'm still in is my long from 57.7. And I haven't, gosh, last time I saved this card was that was 2 weeks ago. I haven't touched it since 7,000 realized. I haven't touched it. I'm just riding. All right. Going over. I actually pinned a comment in chat also, anthonyleeraw.com. Again, congratulations to the super chatters on Friday. From time to time, I'm not even going to tell you. The super chatters, I'm going to pull the chat over, and I'm going to scroll through, and whoever I click on, I'm going to turn my head. Whoever I click on, they're going to get $500 or $1,000, whatever it is that day. We're going to start doing more and more as we head into the cycle giveaways here. All right. Let's dive in. Oh, one more thing. You know, I've been putting out these altcoin videos. You can go over to the channel here. I'm putting out these altcoin videos. I thought this was a really cool one. I did 50 altcoin predictions in 30 minutes. And I just hit the highlights. Well, each one of those altcoins, if you watch the video and you're not sure, each one of those has a specific video for it that's more in detail of why I come to those conclusions. I kind of hit the highlights in there, but go watch that video. But listen, as I'm putting out these altcoin videos, you need to thumbs up them or thumbs down them. I don't care. But what I'm going to do, I can't keep doing 50 or 100 altcoin videos. I'm going to narrow that down to maybe 10. And how I'm going to choose which ones those are. Not the ones that I like. I'm going to choose the ones you like. So the more thumbs up on these individual altcoin videos, that tells me to keep those. The more thumbs down, that tells me, probably not so much. So you're telling me which ones to keep in the rotation and which ones to get rid of based upon your reactions there. And if I don't get any reactions or very many, then it's gone. So if you want to keep seeing it, you need to react, is what I'm saying. Also, I want you to comment on the videos or here in chat. Well, I'm going to do a whole series of comparisons, right? Comparisons. What I mean by that, like I have a couple of videos here. So I did 4 or 5 videos here. Right here, like Render versus Akash, XRP versus HBAR, AVAX versus SUI. These are in the same sector. Like I compared 2 leading L1s or two leading AI coins, whatever. Now I'm going to get away from that, right? And so if you have 2 coins, I don't care if they're in the same sector or not. Let's say you're in between, I don't know, Fetch and Doge. They have nothing to do with each other. They're not in the same sector. But if you're just not sure which one, drop two of them down below versus videos. So I'm going to do versus, like, well, I don't care what it is. Ethereum versus whatever. Ethereum versus XRP, Fetch versus Akash, whatever. So let me know the combos that y'all want to see. That way I'm giving you what you want and not necessarily what I want. I don't care if they're related or not. They just could be 2 coins you're holding, or maybe you're torn between 2 coins, which one to buy. And I'll do comparison videos for you guys. So, all right, enough of that. Let's move it on. Start out with our July stats. We're still here in the July. Where's my arrow? Still here in the July. We've been looking for this move. We called for this move. Here comes the big boy. Come here, Bubby. Come here. Oh, gosh. The big boy. Look at the camera. Look at the big boy. All right, go. Go, boy. We have 2 big Doberman. That's one of them. One of them's a mama's boy, and one of them's a daddy's boy. That's the daddy's boy right there. That's Edge. And we have Harley. Harley's up there with Mama. She's upstairs. Okay, July video. We put this out on June 29th. You guys know that. We're just taking a look. Nothing's happened here. I'm still looking for this push up. I'm looking for more of the 70K region. But historical stats call for 73 to 75-ish K. But I'm looking for more of the 69 to 71K region, okay? But you could not have scripted this any better. This definitely looks like, and I'm not a pattern bro, y'all know that. But if I were to trade patterns, it would be ascending and descending triangles. And I know this is a little ugly, but I mean, you could kind of clearly see this is likely fixing to break out before you come down, and then game on, guys. Game on, guys. The bottom's in, guys. I'm telling you the bottom's in for Bitcoin. However, when we get this move down, whether we move down here first and then up, or whether we come up and then go down, some of your alts are about to get freaking destroyed. But not all of them. Not all of them. And there's historical data. We've shown that that the bottom is most likely in for some altcoins. But some of them are fixed to get absolutely rinsed, guys. Got in a good Fetch trade today. I sold yesterday. Fetch. You guys in the VIP Discord have, if you pay attention to the video, you should have my levels. And we've talked about these key levels before. We closed the daily below the key yesterday. I want to talk about that with some of you guys too. Close the daily below, so I knew we were going to have a big move down. All you have to do is look left. All you have to do is look left. What happened the last few times you closed below that level, right? You can't really count this one because this was just a huge liquidation wick, right? But what happened the last few times? You got a little close there. You moved to there, right? The next time you got a little close there. You moved to there. Same level. Okay, those are the only last two times. I rebought today, by the way, picked up 3%, picked up about 12,000 coins. So you moved to there. That's what happened the last two times you closed the daily below there, right? The only two times this year, only two times in the last 4 years you've closed the daily below there. You moved to that level, and what happened? Oh, gosh, people say TA doesn't work. Look at that, guys. Close the daily below it. Next day, you move right to there, just like you did the last two times. So I took that trade this morning. If you're in the VIP Discord, you should have this chart. It's just nothing more than a key level. Look to the left. What happened the last time? Two times you lost the key. Boom, boom, before big bounce. Okay? Could we go lower? Sure we can, but I'm okay. I picked up 12,000 coins. Like that. And a lot of you guys, don't be afraid. Here's where you have to understand something about altcoins. I struggled with this my first cycle. I'm about to start my fourth. Your dollars, your portfolio dollars, if you're in this until the next cycle, okay, your portfolio dollars don't matter right now. Never mind your dollars, okay? Don't worry about accumulating dollars right now. Accumulate coins. I don't care what my portfolio value is, right? I don't give a shit if I have a $100,000 portfolio or I have a $50,000 portfolio if I'm increasing my coins because my plan is to ride the coins up. Right? So I want more coins even if I'm losing portfolio value. So, like, for example, let's say you bought Fetch right here. Right? You bought it right there because I just sold for a loss. Okay, but I don't care. So I sold right here upon confirmation. I'm not in from right here. I'm in from, like, my average buy-in is like right here. So I sold for a loss. And a lot of people would never do that because you don't want to sell for a loss, but who cares? So guess what? You're in a bigger loss now, right? You're in a bigger loss now. I'm in a bigger loss now, but I have 12,000 more coins than I had right here when you didn't want to sell for a loss. Well, why? You're in a loss. You're still in a loss, but now you're still in a loss without an extra 12,000 coins. Does that make sense? Don't be afraid to sell for a loss when coin accumulation is your goal. I don't sell for a loss when profit or dollar accumulation is my goal. I don't sell for a loss. I mean, I might would, but I don't want to. But I don't care. I don't care that I sold for a loss because I picked up more coins. So when I get back to here, where you're still in a loss, I might still be in a loss, but I'm going to be 12,000 coins heavier. So it's coins, not dollars right now, right? And again, I'm on Fetch. And when you get up here, when you start coming up into these levels, it's dollars, not coins. But down here, you're accumulating coins. Never mind selling for loss. You sell for that loss. You accumulate more coins with the drop, especially if you lose a key level like that. It's a no-brainer. Take the loss, accumulate the coins, and move up. I hope that makes sense. That did not make sense to me my first cycle. All right, let's go look at some of these Bitcoin metrics, guys. Bitcoin bottom is in my opinion. Let's check these comments before we go. Ghoul, thank you, bro. Thank you. Got a super chatter in the house. I'm not saying we're doing a giveaway today, but all super chatters are going to be eligible for giveaways. We gave away $500 on Friday. Ghoul bought a big chunk of Fetch yesterday and bought some C-Pool. Which one should I give more attention to? Let me write that down. Hey, bro, go in the Discord. Go in the Discord. I'm not going to show it because I don't want people not in the VIP Discord to get this chart. I think I posted Saturday, maybe Friday. I did a like a Excel spreadsheet type thing, And I have all the coins that I have currently done full macro analysis on. And I have my prediction for those, along with the X multiplier, you know, if it's 10X, 12X, 30X, whatever it is. And so you'll be able to see what I'm projecting. Now, I will not get them all correct. I will project a 10X for a coin that does a 30X. I will project a 10X for a coin that does a 3X. But I did this last cycle, and I got 91% of the coins within 20%, which is really hard to do when coins move hundreds, some of them thousands of percentages. And the ones I missed by more than 20%, I don't think maybe more than one or two were they close. Like it was something that, you know, I did a technical prediction on, and fundamentals just took off. So, and you can't predict that stuff, right? If you get the fundamentals, great. But 91%, I was on it. And then some coins like Cardano, I missed. I did a technical projection on Cardano, which was a bullish coin. And it did what, like a 236? Algorand, I was wrong. It did a 236 retrace. I missed it by a long shot. So I'm going to get a lot more of those right than I'm going to get wrong, but I'm going to get some of them wrong because most coins just follow technical structure. And every once in a while, one or two will surprise you. So you're welcome, Ghoul. And hey, I'll do I just added that to the list. I just wrote that down like a sticky note king. I just wrote that down. I'll do a video comparing those two. West Coast makes sense. Should have accumulated more FET yesterday. Yeah, dude, never mind your dollars. And I'm not trying to be mean, but who cares about your dollars right now? Everybody's dollars are down. So what you want when you get that big 10X, 20X, whatever it is, 5X, whatever, what you want is more coins to 5, 10, 20X with. You're not going to make any money right now spot trading alts. Negligible amount. Nothing compared to the 10, 20X that we might get. So you might as well haul in more coins while you can to ride that wave up with a bigger bag. There will come a day where you can't do this. There will come a day, guys. All of you guys sitting there thinking you're smarter than the market and you're gonna outsmart it and you're gonna time the bitty bottom. Every one of you, I mean, maybe one of you gets lucky, but most of you are gonna wake up one day and these altcoins are gonna be 50% higher than they were the day before. And let me tell you something, when that happens, they're not coming back. You will have missed the boat and you will be buying in for less than you could have the day before. It's going to happen. There will come a day you wake up and say, oh shit, Fetch is up 40, 50%. I missed it. Because you got greedy, period. You thought you were smarter, you got greedy, and you didn't realize that for whatever reason, even though you've heard it and seen it, that, you know, last cycle, like buying in here, when this did a 36X or a 60X, whatever it was, what did this do? From that point, did about a 45X, you didn't realize that that was enough. You just wanted to get this little bit right here. And it came down, and you know what happens? You get scared. Because everybody thought this was going lower, because everybody thought Bitcoin was going to 12K, and it didn't happen. And what happened? You wound up buying in right here when you realize you missed the boat. And that's what's going to happen to a lot of people this time. We are close enough to the bottom for me, guys. Look. That's a 42% candle, guys, daily candle. So for people right here, you know, they were coming up, and then you got this big wick back down. Everybody saying, okay, we're going to come down and take a low. I'm not buying. We're going to come at least swoop this, if not take this. Everybody that thought that woke up on this day right here to a 43% candle, and at that moment, you had to realize you missed it. And it's going to happen again. I'm telling you, it's going to happen again. I don't know if it's today, next week, next month. It's going to happen again. So, and you're not going to see it coming. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody. That's the point. So, I mean, gosh, just the day before, you ran up and had a 15, no, we went lower than that. When you ran up, you came back down, you had an 18% sell-off in the same day. 18% sell-off. A big pump and dump. One day pump it up. Pump and dump. And everybody thought, I know how people think. I don't remember, I wasn't on Fetch then, but I can already tell you by looking at it. Everybody thought, oh, God, I missed the pump. And then as soon as it dumped all the way off, 18%, everybody thought, yep, coming to the lows. And woke up the next day 43% higher. And that was it. You never came back. You ran up 45x from there. And most people, even when you wake up with a 43% pump, like right there, you don't buy this. You don't buy this because you just think it's going to come back. Oh, it goes, any move that goes up like that comes back. No, you probably bought in way up here when you realized it wasn't coming back. So you got a terrible entry. I mean, still not terrible. You still could have got a 20x. My point is, it doesn't matter. Just buy in, guys. Not financial advice. Way up north, thank you for the super chat, brother. Says, can you turn your volume up? How's the volume for everyone else? I feel like it's pretty loud. Everybody let me know. Let me know, is it my volume or is it way up north's volume? I don't want to drown everyone else out, but if it's too low, I'll let you know. I mean, I'll turn it up. Somebody let me know, please. Salt chain refuses to sit here for another 4-year cycle. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Thank you. Let me click these little hearts. Okay, here comes the Bitcoin stats. First off, we've shown this before, but we got the percentage of Bitcoin supply and a loss. This is the last three. Let's see. West Coast says volume's okay. Salt Chain says volume's okay. Eon's volume's okay. Okay. I'll turn it up just a little bit. Okay. Supply of Bitcoin and loss. This is the last three bear markets. Boom. You can see over here we hit 10.8 million coins in a loss, guys. That's the most ever. Okay. Every single bull market goes to 10.5, 10.7, and then 10.8. So that is done. Okay. That's done. Boom. Check that box. Fear and greed. I saw some people talking about fear and greed. It's not as fearful this time. We're not as fearful. Well, you may not be as fearful, but according to the Fear and Greed Index, we are. It's hard to see down here because the CoinGlass logo is kind of in the way. But fear came down to 5. Got down to 5, which is the lowest it's ever been. Ever. You can see to the left, we came down here to last cycle. We bottomed out at 6. Cycle before that, 5. So in 2018, 2019, you bottomed out at 5. Last cycle, 2022, you bottomed out at 6. And we hit 5. So we're at the lowest it's ever been. I mean, we've come up since then. We're at, I guess, 30 today. But we hit that. We hit that. Everybody's saying we didn't. No, we did. We hit it. Y'all are just forgetting how fearful it was a couple weeks ago. Let's go back to the chart. Let's look at a couple things on the chart. So on the RSI, boom, RSI. I'm on the weekly RSI. You can see every cycle we bottomed out below the 30th percentile. In fact, we came all the way down to this cycle on the weekly 26. So we hit all our metrics. You can see we did below the line every single time. Every single time, below, 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 below. It's done. Created the divergence there, created the divergence here. Yeah, it's done. RSI is done. Check it off the list. That's on the weekly, guys. It's done on the other time frames too, the major time frames. Look at this. 2 week. 2 week has never come down below 30, but we came down lowest it's been the last 2 cycles. The lowest it's ever been on the 2 weeks, ever. You've never come this low before on the 2 week. We did set in 2 week bullish divergence too, guys. 2 week bullish divergence. I'm going to come back to this 2 week though. 2 week bullish divergence, guys. That's huge, but I'm going to come back to this 2 week. This is important, I think. 3 week, same thing. Hit the low levels. Came a little bit lower last cycle, but the previous 2 cycles, we came lower than those 2 cycles. We did not quite come as low as we did last cycle with the FTX. But other 2, it's right there. It's right there with it. It's right there with it, guys. And we have 3 week bullish divergence. Monthly, this is the lowest RSI you have ever had. Right down there. No, I'll take that back. FTX got a little bit lower. That's okay. Same thing on the monthly, though, guys. Low. We've already met. Came in lower than you came in 2018 or 2015. Same levels as 2022. Everything's there, RSI. RSI is there, guys. We have our 3-level drops. You know I'm not a big Elliott wave guy. Unfollow those guys. But we have our 3-level drops. That's a 5-wave structure. It's there, barely, but it's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You did take out the low there. So it's done. 5-wave structure. That's what you want to see. 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All you got to do is take out the lows. Took the low out. Took the low out. I want to show you one that people are, I'm starting to see people say, oh, well, the MVRVZ score didn't go as low. Okay, I want to touch on this. Everyone's saying the MVRVZ is hard to say. This is it represents the total of all coins on the Bitcoin network at the time of their last on-chain movement. The MVZR, let's call it the MZ score, because I'm from the South. That's hard to say. They're saying it didn't come as low. You see it down here? That's the green, and the yellow is the Bitcoin price. However, it may be a little hard for you to see, but you're actually in a rising trend line. You've come less and less low each time. See, I'm on the low now from 2018. And if you see 2022 didn't quite come that low. So yeah, we didn't come as low, but you haven't come as low either time. And also to the top side, this is easier to see. You're in a descending trend, so you're not going as high either. So you're technically forming a symmetrical triangle here, guys. So each cycle you're going less and less low, just slightly, but you're going less and less low in each cycle and less high in each cycle. So this, yeah, it didn't come as low, didn't quite come as low, but I don't think it has to, because in 2022, you can clearly see, I'm on the bottom right here, you can see the tip dipping down in 2018. It didn't come as low then either. In 2018, didn't go as low as 2015. You can see that. So this could be done. It's doing what it does, less and less. So guys, my point is there's really nothing anyone can show me other than time. That's it. Everything on chain, everything is done. Reeves, do you think of all this a little bit of a market manipulation for Donald's last year in office so he can spike the market? No. I mean, he's got 2 more years in office. Well, if anything, this has to do, and we've shown this, we showed this at the beginning of stream. If anything, I don't think it has anything to do with Donald. If anything, politically, it has to do with midterm elections. But I do agree with that sentiment. I just don't think it has anything to do with Donald, because it's certainly not his last year in office. But this could have to do with the Republican Party it's what I believe, what I have always believed is they prop the market up, and we're looking at Bitcoin. They don't care about Bitcoin. They care about the stock market, right? You got to keep in mind, Bitcoin is way down here, right? Bitcoin's down here, but the stock market is way up here, okay? I believe they're propping the stock market up, and I believe they always do. And then right after midterm elections, I mean like the day after, everything gets a big dump. And we've looked at this. I think we looked at this on the S&P. I don't know if I saved it. Or maybe we looked at it on the Dow. We looked at this, though. I didn't save it. But it would have to do with midterms, in my opinion. So here we go. They rallied. This is on the Dow. They rallied into midterms. You had midterms right here and then dumped down. I mean, it still continued up. I think if anything, it would have to do with midterms. Not really Donald, though. I just think the job is done, though. I think Bitcoin, I think the low is in. Let's go back to Bitcoin. I'm going to show you a couple more things. I'm going to show you. All right. We've talked about why it might be in. Let's show some reasons, some data, some indicators that suggest things could pick up here much sooner than you think, okay? And again, I'm talking Bitcoin, not altcoins. Some altcoins are going to continue to bleed. Okay, let's go with Damien first. Let's go back to the 2-week time frame. I'm going to throw on Damien. This is the greatest indicator in the history of indicators, guys. You cannot get this unless you go AnthonyLeeRaw.com and click on the indicators tab. That's it. It's down here. You can either get the whole suite. You can buy the whole suite of 5 indicators, or you can buy Damien independently right here. Okay, Damien, 2-week time frame. Last 3 bear markets. That was it. It gave you the bottom. As soon as you got the divergence fire off, that was it. 2-week time frame. Once it confirmed, that was it. That was the bottom. I know it's only 2 previous metrics. It doesn't have to be. But what are you going to do? I can assure you, right here when it fired off, C19, nobody thought it was the bottom. I was here. I was around. I came in 2015. Yeah, I'm going on my 12th year. I came in 2015. I was here. Everybody thought this was, everybody thought this was into the world. They thought Bitcoin was going to zero. FTX, I was here. Nobody thought this was fixing to happen. Everybody, myself included, was calling for $12,500. It stopped at 15.5 or so. Got the 2-week Damien signal. Game on. Everybody right now is calling for sub 50K. Everybody. Oh, this can't be all. You barely took out 60K. This can't be all. All I'm telling you is we just got the signal. That's all I'm saying. I'll show you another signal. Which you don't need this other signal, but I know a lot of people are not familiar with Damien. They're going to be more familiar with Cypher. Stay on the 2-week. Pull up the Cypher indicator. I think Damien is better, but I understand people don't know it as well. You will by the time all is said and done with. So they're on Cypher. 2-week time frame. This is unconfirmed. It will not confirm for 2 more weeks. We just got it last night. We're getting the 2-week green dot. Okay? Not only that, we're getting the 2-week green dot with bullish divergence. And note that it is the second 2-week green dot, okay? Note, okay? Last cycle, down here at the lows. 1, 2, with bullish divergence. The second green dot, that was it. That was it. Game on. Okay. Here we go. 2018. Green dot towards the lows. Green dot 2. Now you did not have the bullish divergence here, but it didn't matter. Second green dot. Game on. And I don't typically go back to 2014. Anybody show you any data from 2014? Ignore them. You cannot possibly compare Bitcoin data when Bitcoin was worth $60 to Bitcoin worth 100 grand or 60 grand. It's just not relevant. There was like 12 people back here trading Bitcoin. So anybody showing you that data, I mean, these were the days, guys. These were the days, guys. I mean, Bitcoin pumped in 1 week 240%. Just that data is irrelevant. People that go back there, matter of fact, we have a wrecked influencer of the day, guys. I'm going to keep his, I'm going to do something different. Let's go into it now, guys. We got to get serious. It's time to get serious, guys. This is important. I need you guys to understand this. I see a lot of altcoin comments. Altcoin videos are getting a lot of attention. You have to understand this. So as more and more influencers who keep calling for sub 50K realize that the bottom is in, they're going to start talking about altcoins, and you're going to hear this stupid narrative so much, it's going to make you sick. It should make you sick. 2 words, 1 result, Bitcoin dominance, unsubscribe. If anybody says anything about Bitcoin dominance other than Bitcoin dominance is shit, unsubscribe. Okay? Let's go to Fetch real quick. It's kind of my go-to, in case y'all can't tell. And I've shown this before, but I'm going to show it again briefly. Just briefly. It's time for that wrecked influencer of the day. This guy. I'm going to protect his identity today, but he's going to take you straight to clown school, guys. All right, I'm just going to show, I blocked out his identity, and the reason I did is because I genuinely think that this guy's okay. He's got a fairly large channel, but he's hung up on this Bitcoin dominance narrative, and I talked to him, I reached out to him, I commented on one of his videos, we chatted back and forth, he got argumentative, defensive, I should say, and he did what I always tell you guys that people do when it comes to Bitcoin dominance when they don't have a clue, is they just make shit up, rather than putting it on the chart and looking, okay? Let's take a look. So, I basically told him Bitcoin dominance was, I was very respectful and just told him I thought, let me kill this music. Wrecked influence of the day, guys. Told him that it was nonsense and blah, blah, blah. He sent me this way long, overly complicated response. Sent me 2 of them. Here's one of them. I'm not going to read it all. And blah, 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 blah. Just nonsense numbers. And then he said, right here that I highlighted in yellow, Bitcoin dominance went from 71 to 43% between December of 2020 and May of 2021. And then he said in 2017, 95 to 37%. And my response to him was, this proves my commentary on my channel regarding any influence using dominance as a narrative. They cannot give a single example of dominance being relevant post-2021. They're using old data that is no longer relevant, and they're going to get you freaking wrecked. Again, to defend his position of Bitcoin dominance as the king, he had to reference back to 2017 and 2020 to give me a reason. Okay, and let's go look at that. Let me show you the other one first real quick. And then he sent me some big, this is it, I'm going to show you. Sent me some big, long, this whole thing, this is ridiculous. This is the most complicated nonsense about why I added in this on this date and this week and this high and 72%, 96%, Oh my gosh, talk about complicating the shit out of something. In his final statement, Bitcoin dominance is more important to spotting alt season. Pay attention. More important to spotting alt season than stable coin dominance is. Bitcoin dominance is more important to spotting alt season than stable coin dominance is. That is his final conclusion, okay? That is his conclusion. All right, let's look at that though, okay? Let's not just take that narrative. Let's actually look at that real quick, guys. And you have to understand this because you're going to get wrecked if you don't. And he had like 2,000 views on this video and hundreds of thumbs ups and everybody hoorah and alt season, all Bitcoin dominance, all this crap, guys. Let's throw it on. Let's just throw it on. And if he's right, I will admit that he's right. So I got fetch on the left and let's throw Bitcoin dominance on the right. And I just want you guys to understand this. All right, Bitcoin dominance on the right, fetch on the left. I'm on the weekly time frame. And let's look at last cycle. Remember, he gave examples from 2017, okay? He went back to these two examples right here. He gave these two examples where Bitcoin dominance in 27 fell, and then in 2020 when it fell, okay? Cool. Maybe that was relevant 10 years ago. Freaking fantastic. What in the world did it have to do in the last 6-7 years? Okay? Because the only way alts can run is if Bitcoin dominance falls, right? Well, what happened? All of last cycle. This is all last cycle. This is from 2022 to current day, or really to 2025. Bitcoin dominance ran up. You see that? Boom. Well, what happened, guys? What happened? Let's look over at fetch. Look at that. Oh my gosh. From low to high, Fetch AI did a 65x while Bitcoin dominance was doing nothing but going up. Right? Right? Pay attention. And now everybody's been calling for Bitcoin dominance. Go back and look at the thumbnails of people back since right here a year ago. Bitcoin dominance is crashing. It's crashing. Alt season is here. They started calling for this shit last summer because Bitcoin dominance, right? Well, what has happened since then? Look at that. June of 2025. Where's June of 2025? Right here. It's right here. Somebody please explain to me how Bitcoin dominance going down means altcoins go up anymore. But this guy has sold them. Bitcoin dominance is more important to spotting alt season than stablecoin dominance. That is his line, okay? And he's got a big channel. I don't understand it. And most of his work is good, but this is shit. I might show you. I just kind of like the guy. He just, pride will bring people down, man. Pride, just to admit that you're wrong. I would love it. Like if somebody pointed this out to me and I looked and saw it, I'd be like, oh shit, let me go correct it because I respect my audience. Like they need to know this, right? Even if I stole it and didn't say that somebody else showed it to me, I would still want to correct it, right? And this guy just, he's misleading his audience and it's terrible. Okay, but hang on. That's half the equation. Okay, so look, Bitcoin dominance going up, fetch 65x. Bitcoin dominance go down. Since Bitcoin dominance started crashing and all these retards, sorry, the retards, called for alt season, fetch dropped. Since Bitcoin dominance started dropping, fetch dropped 88%. Where's the alt season in that, guys? The answer is it's not, because this is the stupidest chart I've ever seen. Do you know why it's dumb? Because Bitcoin dominance going down does not mean money going to altcoins. It just means money leaving Bitcoin. It doesn't tell you where it's going. What does tell you where it's going is stable coin dominance. Okay? Remember this. Let's switch over to stable coin dominance here. USDC. Let me clear this up. I'm on the weekly chart. Okay? Now look at the difference, guys. Look at the difference, right? Remember, back during this time for fetch, this big run up, Bitcoin dominance was going up. But what was stablecoin dominance doing? Going down. And then Bitcoin dominance started going down. So that's alt season, right? No, it's not. And you can see the vertical line. See the vertical line on the right and left? That means I'm in the same place on each chart, same time period. So right here where Fed started going down and Bitcoin dominance started going down, what happened? Stablecoin dominance going up. Yes, money was leaving Bitcoin, but it was going to stablecoins, not altcoins. That's why that Bitcoin dominance chart is shit. And you can't follow it, and you cannot follow anybody that refuses to even acknowledge that. And I'll just show you his last statement one more time. Right here at the bottom, Bitcoin dominance is more important to spotting alt season than stablecoin dominance is. Show me how. I literally just proved it to you. But nobody out there, I mean, you guys are smart enough because you're following Anthony Lee Raw, right? But the people on that channel aren't smart enough just to pull up a simple side-by-side split screen. I mean, it took 2 minutes. You'd be like, you know what? That's not true. Matter of fact, it could not be more opposite. Now, I will give it to him. Yeah, if you go back to 2017 and 2020, that was true. But it is no longer true anymore. The days of any random altcoin, just pick an altcoin and it doing 100x, those days are over. Okay? Some alts will, but those days are over where they all just run just because. So now you have to be more selective, and you can't just look, oh, well, dominance is falling, money's staying in crypto, going somewhere. It's not like that anymore. People are getting smarter. They're getting in and out of coins, and rather than swapping coins from Bitcoin to Ethereum or from Bitcoin to Cardano or whatever, they're going Bitcoin to stable coins. And then because Bitcoin may start falling and they don't want their portfolio to fall, so they go to a stable coin that stays stable. And then when they see another good entry, they put it in something. They're not just flipping over to altcoins now. They're smarter. People have figured out the crypto game more, and the proof is on the chart. He's just showing you an old chart. And again, just this overly complicated nonsense. 95% since 2021, the exact metric you call irrelevant in the exact window where you say it stopped working. The data shows its highest explanatory power of anything since you pair it with price, 23 points higher than the stablecoin. What is this shit? What is all that? I just look at the chart. That's all I need to do. Like, when somebody tries to overcomplicate something like that, oh gosh. Like, you can say whatever you want, Mr. Influencer guy, but all I got to do is put it on this chart and tell you, stablecoin dominance going down, all coins are ripping, right? In case you're just joining us, Bitcoin dominance going down don't mean shit for altcoins. Look at it. Look at it. Clear going down. Guess what? During that time, Fetch is falling 88%. Look, oh, Bitcoin's going up. Alts aren't going to do very well. 65x. Don't give me that crap. What could have predicted this? Oh, I don't know. Stable coins going down equals 65x for Fetch. So just, you know, I didn't show the guy because the rest of his work is decent. It really is. He's not intentionally misleading folks. I really don't think he is. I don't think he's malicious in it. Because the rest is, well, I don't know. Gosh, he did have a thumbnail that was XRP to $100. Well, that was your issue of wrecked influencer of the day. Just know that if you see anybody like that, unfollow. I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys understand. And when you do watch these people, because I know you guys watch other people, and they say something, don't be afraid to just pull up the chart and look. A lot of these guys sound very convincing. I'm always going to show you the data to back it up, always. Because people lie. Numbers do not. Hogborn says, this is my favorite new part of your lives. I like it. We're trying, listen, I'm keeping crypto honest, man. I'm telling you, we're getting crypto back on the right side of things. The Republicans are pushing crypto. The Dems are trying to drag it. I agree. And I don't even think the Democrats are necessarily anti-crypto. I think they'll just do anything to oppose Trump. You know, no matter what it is. Trump could be against crypto and the Democrats would be for it. You know, it's just anything the opposite of him. Hogborn says Damien is the GOAT. Damien is great, guys. Damien is great. At Rush is selling all your fetch at $1. Really? I'm not. Hey, if you didn't, go over to the channel. I posted a fetch video yesterday, macro bull run targets. This is a really well done out video as far as the TA on it is very good. This is how I got, in my opinion, super success last cycle using the exact same strategy. So go check those targets. I mean, great. Not trying to tell you what to do. I plan to, well, I've got my plan in that video. Go watch it. West Coast wants to know who it is. So does Hawkborn. Uh-oh. I might show you guys. Are YouTubers just regurgitating each other? It seems odd that they just really aren't looking. Don't they pull up the charts and video? Listen, some like I don't regurgitate anything. I go and do my own data and I'm able to present it to you. But some of these guys, I've heard guys. I told a guy the other day. I commented. I just tuned into his live stream. I was searching for wrecked influencers. He was on a live stream and he was showing some stuff. And I said, I'm not even going to say who. I said, I literally saw this exact stuff on somebody else's channel the day before. So he literally watched the guy's channel, stole everything, even using some of the words. I mean, exact words that you don't hear very much. Like, there's no way somebody used that same word twice in a row, unless he's copying the guy. It's crazy. Which tells me, now he was presenting truthful information because the guy that put out the original video did his research, but that means this guy didn't do any research. So, yeah, they just regurgitate truth or non-truth. It doesn't matter. Randy, what's up, bro? Good to see you, bro. Salt Chain didn't see I posted a video. It's a good video. I'll show you guys who this guy is. I'll show you guys. He'll probably report me. There you go. There you go. Alt season index right there. But I got, guys, this guy was okay, although I did scroll through here. I didn't watch. But it's just this hokey stuff. Still my $100,000 plan, the very generic stuff. XRP to $100. See right here, XRP to $100. It's just nonsense stuff, guys. It's just nonsense. You know what to do. Yeah, never trust a man who waves his hands a lot. Hawkborn has seen a couple of his videos. Yeah, he's got a big channel. I'm telling you, he's going to wreck you with that dominant stuff, though. Like also, here on Fetch, if you're waiting to get in your alts, let's go back to dominance here. Like, because a lot of these people tell you, wait till Bitcoin dominance starts falling to get into your altcoins. Like, if you waited till Bitcoin dominance started falling to get into your alts, you missed a 65% run up. And by the time it started falling, all you've done is go down 88%. Don't get me started. I'm already started. All right. So if you're just joining us, you can chat right now and throw in comments. I'm going to start doing some altcoin versus video. If you're torn between two alts and you want to know which one is going to perform better, let me know. You can comment this on altcoin videos also or in Discord, and I'll do side-by-side comparisons of two altcoins. At Rush, thoughts on me selling at $1? Go watch the video, bro. I literally talked about this in the video yesterday. It's only like a 6-minute video, I think. It's a pretty short video. Because I could talk all day. It's 8 minutes right here. I literally talk about it. You guys get to see me shirtless in the dark, too. I didn't realize my camera was on. Sorry about that, guys. But I give all the targets. You just go check out this video. And I'm not trying to ignore you, but it's kind of a, if I get to talking about fetch, I'm going to be here for 20 minutes. All right, so let's go back to our Bitcoin chart. So we got this 2-week green dot. It's unconfirmed. If this confirms in 2 weeks, that has always been the bottom. The second 2-week green dot, while down here in this bottom area, has always mean the low is already in every time. We got Damien, which is more important. I know it's only our third ever, but the low was in, guys. And this Damien is already confirmed. This happened on the last drop. Already confirmed. What a great indicator, guys. If you don't have this, you are missing. Fetch versus NOS. Yep. Good comparison. I like both of those coins. I'm going to show you something else and a little different. I'm going to show you a chart that I hate. I'm going to do a little side by side against my better judgment. All right, we got Bitcoin on the left. Gosh, I could regret this. And XR Pizzle on the right. Okay, so for XRP, I'm looking at last cycle. Top in 2021, come down, bear market 2022, right? Right? And Bitcoin is kind of current cycle, current top 126K to current price. Because we're trying to figure out structure here, okay? I've already shown you we got a 5-wave drop. It's done. The job is done. We've discussed all the reasons, 5 waves. But watch this. So we got XRP. Slightly different because XRP didn't come back and set a new high here, whereas Bitcoin did. If you guys remember, like, well, you could Bitcoin's previous top looks just like that, right? Right here. So XRP, most of the alts did not come back and set a high, but that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Just the money flowed into Bitcoin. But watch, when you had the drops, when the drops started, so if you wanted to imagine that Bitcoin had to blow off top here, which I know it didn't, but it would look like that, right? Okay, so you came down, you had this big, what do we call a capitulation floor. That's where you bottomed out on a capitulation, and then you pump back up, right? No, it wasn't the bear market bottom, but it's capitulation floor, right? I'm going to throw a box on it. Came back up, right? I want you to follow me, guys. Showing you structure here. Came back up, set the high, came back to the capitulation floor, rallied, and then fell through the floor. Okay? This is what Bitcoin's doing now. Okay, XRP came down, capitulation floor, came back up, came down to capitulation floor again. Let me throw the box on there so you can see it. Right? Came back to capitulation floor and rallied up. Okay? Boom. Same thing, and then fell through the floor. Okay, so you kind of have this bottom structure, and then XRP on the right comes back tests the capitulation floor. Bitcoin on the left, just in May, came back tested the capitulation floor to come back for one more low, and then grind your way up out of there. Just like that. I know it took some time, but the job was done. The job was done. The job was done, guys. Floor, rally up, support floor, rally up, fall through the floor, bearish back test of the floor, one more low. Same thing here. You got a high, you floor, you bounce, support, floor, bounce, fall through the floor, bearish back test of the floor, one more drop, and you go. This is a crashing structure, guys. It's a completed macro reversal structure. That's what it looks like. And that's what we have here. It's done. The job is done. Now I do think, and I did post this in Discord. I'm going to show you guys. I don't usually show my VIP Discord stuff, but I'm just going to show you my narrative. This is the Bitcoin chart from yesterday. In my opinion, okay, this is the high we had back in June, 67.3. Came down, and we're over here. So if we close a daily above 67.3, you will have flipped market structure on a high time frame, okay? Highest probability, I'll pull it up on the chart. I'm on a daily chart. So this is our high. So this is our structure, right? We're in higher highs, higher lows. If we flip this, right? If we take this out, we will then have flipped market structure, right? So then we'll be beginning an uptrend. I think that's it. Game on. Now that is not necessarily the technical level that we're out of the woods, but you're flipping high time frame market structure at that point. Not macro level, not bear market bull cycle level, but high time frame. And it's got to start somewhere, right? You start on low time frame, go to medium, go to high, go to macro. We've clearly already shifted low time frame and medium time frame because this is the daily. So we have shifted in the daily. This will flip you on the weekly if we can take this out. And then you just 2 week, 3 week, monthly at that point. So we're getting there, guys, potentially. However, I said if we lose this green box right here, 200-week SMA one more time, if we lose it again, we're most likely fixing to come take all these relatively equal lows, liquidity grab, which I do think is going to happen. This is where people are going to panic. I do think we're going to lose it. I mean, we could come up first and then lose it, but either way, I think at some point before this is over, we come grab, there's a lot of liquidity here, guys. We come grab it into value area low. Everybody, when you lose 60K again, mark my words, this is right at 59.9. Everybody is going to be calling for 52K, 50K, 48K, 35K, everybody. And I think they get wrecked. You're going to have so many people short value area low right here. Trust me, so many people. And I think you get a massive short squeeze, and that's it. That's it. I think it's over. This is what I'm predicting. And I'll be the first to tell you if I'm wrong later. This is how this stuff happens. But I don't think they're going to leave this behind. They've already got this. You've already got that. Could you come take it again? Yeah, you can. And in fact, I think if you close a daily below the value area low, I do think you come take it out. But I don't think you close a daily. I think you wick through it, come back up, close above it, and then absolutely short squeeze everybody up. The only question in my mind is, do you come up before you come grab that? This is how you'll know. This is how, in my opinion, you'll know. If you come up here and then come grab this, you should expect a higher low because you will have set a higher high on the high time frame. This is where everybody, all your influencers are going to miss it. And they're going to want lower, not realizing, most of you have some good traders out there that get it, not realizing that you've changed high time frame market structure, and now you're just setting higher highs and higher lows. But if we come down now, there's a chance we go lower. But to me, if we take that out, that's it. That's it. So this is my play, not necessarily today or tomorrow. There. Grabbing all of this. Grabbing all of that. right into value area low. Flipping market structure. Higher highs. Higher lows. I don't know, my chart's a little messy. So I would be looking to take this trade if we come up into the dang red box. And if we came in the dang red box, I would absolutely put a dang green box right here. Maybe not exactly like that, but something like that. Questions, guys? Quick question. I want to add alerts on Damien indicator when it gives a signal, but I have the free plan on TradingView. How can I do that? I don't know. I don't know that you can. I don't know that you can or can't add alerts. I can show you how to add alert. I don't know what it'll let you do on the free version of TradingView. But you would just come down. Damien's right here. Go click the 3 dots by Damien, right? See that? I'm right up here. Click these 3 dots and then go to add alerts. And you just set your alert here. Whatever time frame you want it on, choose your time frame. And do you want it when a positive divergence is detected, negative, positive obviously is bullish or bearish. You would just do it there. Salt Chain says free TradingView has limited alerts. Yeah, I don't know. I've had a paid TradingView for probably a decade, so I don't know. But this is how you set alerts. You go to the 3 dots, add alert. If I'm not mistaken, you can still do alerts. I just think you're limited to how many alerts you can have on TradingView on the free version, if I'm not mistaken. So that's how you do it, though. Add alert, choose the alert you want, and the time frame you want it on. Questions, guys, before we go? Miguel says, yes, it's limited. 2 alerts on the free version, Ghoul says. So 2 alerts. Wow, that means you got to be very selective on the alerts you want. Look, on some of these, real quick, some of these alts, we got some potential good, potential bad, depending on the direction, but let's go look at Fetch. Bjorn. We are about to get, now this so far doesn't look good, but we are dangerously close to getting Bjorn volatility expansion. These are the big moves. Unfortunately, stochastic has pointed to the downside right now, but this is not confirmed. We don't even have it yet. We may get this expand at the close today, but we don't even have it yet. This could turn down by the end of the day, depending on what happens. And also, stochastic could flip up. So, some of you front ran this when I gave it to you a week or so ago, and you got wrecked. Even though I said do not front run this signal, because by the end of the day, it could flip down, and it did. Never front run, guys. There's more than enough to be made. If something moves 20%, and you front run it, and you could have made 20%, great. I'd rather wait on confirmation, even if that means you only make 17 or 18%, than get wrecked. Don't front run. Flux. Flux weekly. Unconfirmed. It won't confirm until Sunday's close, but Flux weekly has ticked back up with volatility, with stochastic headed up. Flux daily getting volatility expansion unconfirmed. It is expanded. It could confirm with today's close. Stochastic headed up. That is good. But wait for the daily to close, because either or could flip back down. But this looks good. Just a perfect example. Perfect example. And this, some people got wrecked on this. We almost had expansion last week. Came right there to it. I told you guys at the time, stochastic was headed up. I said, do not front run this. And sure enough, by the end of the day, it had flipped down both volatility and stochastic. But it almost did. So this is not confirmed. Wait till the close today. If this confirms volatility expanded and stochastic headed up, you can expect a decent move up on flux. Daily, that's daily time frame. The weekly is positioned up. Miguel loves the Damien indicator. Way up north, no, I would not set a limit sell. I don't, it's way too soon for me to tell you where I'm going to sell it. I was just kind of theorizing kind of how I would maybe see it playing out. And actually, I think I said I would trade before that, most likely. It is way, way, way too soon. I was just kind of, you know, anything can happen. There's no way I would set a limit order. There's no way. I mean, look at the last time we got to these levels last time. No way. I set a limit order here. We blasted through it. I mean, blasted through it. So, no. I would not set a limit order. I don't ever limit order trade. I mean, I will when it's time, but I don't set it that far in advance. What I would do is wait till we get up here. Probably, I think I said I don't look for it to get through this level on the first pass. So I would look to trade that, maybe come down here, reaccumulate, and then come up here, wherever it was, and look to potentially sell in here somewhere. But the only way I would sell there is if we got this pullback, and if we came back up to here, this created a macro bearish divergence. But like right here, you didn't get any pullback, so no divergence was created. So no, you have to. I have to watch it, and we're way too soon for that. I was just kind of talking through my thought process about it for now. But I mean, this thing could absolutely just rocket right through it all. Boom. But I'll definitely be letting you guys know along the way how I'm playing this. We got to find a bottom first. This sucker's fixing to head down. Thanks, brother. Outstanding show. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else, I'm going to roll. We've presented the case for the Bitcoin bottom being in. I believe it is in. I do think we're going to get a pullback at some point. I don't know if it's today, tomorrow, next week, next month. I do think we're going to come grab all this. I do think we're going to come into value area low. I do think you're going to see massive amounts of shorts enter the market, and I think you're going to see them get absolutely wrecked. I would prefer coming here first. I would feel more confident by taking this out, thereby flipping high time frame structure to bullish. I would feel better about it. So we'll see if we get this push up this week before a pullback heading into August, and then a rip and run as we close out August into September. This is macro stuff, guys. I'm not talking about what's going to happen today. So that's my plan. A daily close below value area low here, right at 60K, a daily close below that, and I would look for new lows. But that is not my base case. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to roll. The Lord loves you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time.